Prepare yourself, for if these signals have appeared in your life, something beyond the apparent is about to emerge. Your aura, or the energy sensation that surrounds you, is not just increasing. It is becoming indisputably powerful. And most people will be unable to express how they feel around you. But you'll know because things start to alter slowly but profoundly. These are not the typical indicators you've heard before. These are the subtle and frequently missed signs that your energy field is no longer normal. These are the 8 signals that your aura is growing highly powerful, and the transformation is already underway. You may have observed a modest but constant occurrence following your exchanges. People who communicate with you appear fully present, even enthusiastic for a minute. But then kids start saying things like, "I'm so tired now," or "I believe I need to rest." At first, it could appear weird.
You want overpowering and intense.
However, people are reacting as if something extremely emotional or energetically heavy has suddenly been removed from them. And that is exactly what is occurring. When your aura grows powerful, it begins to operate as an energetic discharge field. It does not only protect you, it cleanses the energy surrounding you. Your presence automatically begins to draw others out of hypervigilance and into a flexible sort of nervous system relaxation. In a world when most people are always under stress, your serenity may be medication. However, like with any medication, it may cause drowsiness when the body's system resets. They are not fatigued because you have trained them. They are fatigued because they have finally let go. This is one of the most subtle and underappreciated signals that your aura is growing. You aren't doing anything dramatic. You aren't preaching, mending, or healing. But you will feel it. You maintain such consistent, cohesive energy that others subconsciously release that tension, and the quick transition into rest mode seems like exhaustion. What you're seeing is proof that your aura is no longer just yours. It's become a healing area for others, and they can sense it even though they don't know how to express it. When your gets powerful, it starts to interact with more than just humans. It starts impacting your surroundings, particularly technology. When you go into a room, you may notice that the lights flicker. Your phone malfunctions more frequently. Headphones disconnect without cause. Or possibly the gadgets freeze, load slowly or quickly, and reboot around you. This isn't a coincidence. And no, it's not a faulty charger or a poor signal. Your energy field interferes with electrical frequencies.
You see, everything est mis à fréquence, even your body.
However, when your aura increases, it will begin to radiate beyond the surface. This energy expansion produces an electromagnetic ripple. Most individuals find it harmless. However, in an environment where technology operates on highly sensitive signals, your presence can work as a silent disruptor. This is especially prevalent when you are emotionally aroused, spiritually stimulated, or experiencing energy improvements. Your energy is physically attempting to align with higher frequencies. And everything artificial that relies on unreliable signals will begin to respond. Many spiritually enlightened persons noted these symptoms but dismissed them until they became too common to ignore. You are not imagining it. You are not cast. Your aura is gaining electrical influence. And as it increases your sensitivity to energy, your impact on the environment becomes more apparent. So, the next time you notice errors when deep in concentration or slowing down while meditating, grin because the energy surrounding you is moving, and even the electronics can sense it. During the early moments of waking, many people are spiritual sponges.
You feel everything. Sommeon elses misery becomur.
A pessimistic viewpoint drains you. You are always protecting yourself because everything sticks. However, this changes when your aura grows more powerful. You cease absorbing energy and begin transmitting it. Your field gets so distinct and well-defined that it is no longer permeable. Emotions, ideas, and mental trash no longer attach to you. Instead, People cease reacting to your energy, not vice versa. You'll notice this when you go into a room and no longer feel overwhelmed, or when someone expresses their feelings. But you don't carry it. You remain entrenched and untouched by it. Here's the more significant indicator. Even if you no longer feel their anguish, others appear to alter in your presence. That is because your aura has become an active field. It doesn't only reflect, it affects your energy, changes the tone of talks. It prevents conflicts from breaking out. People speak more softly, open up, and even cry when they are near you. Not because you depleted them, but because your field naturally regulates this. You've transitioned from being an empath in survival mode to a resonant source of stability.
And this transformation alters everything.
You do not need barriers. You do not need shields. Your aura has established its own limit and medicine.
This is indicative of energy maturity.
And once it happens, there's no turning back. This is one of the oddest but most obvious symptoms of aura power. You enter into a room, and some individuals truly do not see you. Not because you are concealing, but because you. Frequency is now outside their perceptual range. Your aura has changed so radically that those who are in lower vibratory states, such as perpetual victimization, manipulation, or spiritual apathy, practically ignore you. It is not rejection. It is not personal. It is energetic filtration. You'll no longer feel like a match, so their awareness will skip you like static does a clear signal. You may see this at events, at work, or on the street. People who used to attract dramatic friends, attention seekers, energy vampires, and so on no longer exist in your life, and the few that do will pass you by without making eye contact. They skim past your posts. They cease phoning, messaging, and reaching out. At first, it may feel perplexing, even lonely. However, what is actually taking place is sacrosanct. Your aura is changing to become selectively visible. Only individuals with nerve systems calibrated to your field will be able to see you. This does not make you better. It makes you unique. Some individuals are unable to notice you because your frequency disrupts their ego-based identity. This is not punishment. It is protection. And it's one of the most strong indicators that your energy is no longer seeking attention. It is becoming more aligned. So, if others suddenly stop seeing you, ignore you, or act as if you don't exist, grin because you've reached a frequency that only the conscious can detect. You're talking to someone, maybe about nothing significant.
And then the eyes wet.
They draw a big breath. Their voice crackles. Or they hesitate and add something like, "I'm not sure why I feel like crying right now." It appears to come out of nowhere. But you've witnessed it more than once. That's not a coincidence. That is the outcome of your aura becoming an emotional cleanser as it grows more energetically robust and cohesive. It doesn't just stabilize. It reveals people's weak emotional shields around you, not because you're probing them, but because your energy invites them to be totally present. And when someone who has been suppressing stress, anguish, or humiliation for years suddenly feels secure, the release occurs smoothly. This is the type of aura that eliminates the necessity for questioning. It simply emphasizes the truth.
You'll witness it with strangers.
You'll notice it in talks that appear regular but end up becoming shockingly deep. You may even feel someone's chest relax around you. Not physically, but energetically. You do not need to repair them. You don't have to carry it. Your aura isn't absorbed. It is reflecting back what is ready to be released. It is not your responsibility to explain this, but you are invited to acknowledge it. Because when people start having emotional breakthroughs around you, they say things like, "I didn't expect to say that," or "I feel lighter just talking to you." It is not about your words.
It's all about your frequency.
And your aura has become a conduit, not to you, but to the version of themselves that is ready to meet. And just before we get to the next point, if you're loving this video so far and it's starting to make sense for where you're at right now, make sure to subscribe and enable alerts. There's a lot more coming up that you won't want to miss.
Okay, let's get back into it.
Have you ever walked away from a discussion and felt that a part of yourself was still present? Or did someone email you hours later and say, "I keep thinking about what you said even though you barely spoke"? That isn't charisma. That is resonance. When your aura achieves high levels of coherence, it no longer leaves an energy trace in the locations you occupy. You don't need to be loud. You do not have to dominate the room. Your mere presence begins to register at a deeper level in people's consciousness, frequently long after you've left. This may seem as folks reliving your remarks in their thoughts or suddenly pondering on something personal you never addressed. It is because your aura has begun to act as a mirror frequency. When others stand next to you, they automatically confront aspects of themselves, and the confrontation remains even after you laugh. You'll know this is occurring when others say things like, "You really made me think," or, "Oh, I felt something shift after talking to you," and you weren't attempting to change anything. You were simply being. Your energy field has become stable enough to ripple into timelines beyond the present. This is also why you may notice that your presence is difficult to forget. People you've met before remember you vividly. Places you've visited feel emotionally familiar. Even 10 years later, you aren't haunting anyone. You are in tune with your surroundings. And once your aura reaches this degree, it no longer resides only around you. It begins to extend with time. So, if you've seen folks feeling different even when you haven't tried to alter them, believe it. Your field is now doing what your words were never meant to do. This one may appear faint at first, but it becomes more strong as your aura increases. You'll notice that animals and small children respond to you in surprising ways. They sometimes become closer. They are staring. They reach out. Dogs sit at your feet. Babies are really attentive to you.
À quatre clins into your lap without hésitation.
They aren't responding to your appearance, speech, or gestures. They are responding to your frequency.
Children and animal do not intellectualize énergie.
I feel it. And as your aura grows strong, especially if it is emotionally balanced and energetically clear, people can sense it. To some, you feel at home. To others,
you feel like the truth.
And for individuals who are harboring dread or trauma, you may feel like too much light. This is why some youngsters may become particularly quiet around you. Alternatively, abnormally aroused animals may cuddle alongside you or watch you from a distance. Regardless, the answer is never random. They are reading the coherence of your field. They are perceiving the delicate energy you convey, which has now reached the level of nonverbal communication. You may even see birds following you. Stray animals arriving near your home or little children becoming quiet in your company, even if they are ordinarily aggressive. Don't reject these instances since you've been identified by the most innate unkindness and creatures around you. And when your energy is pure enough to control a child's nervous system or an animal's instincts, it is not soft power. That is spiritual alignment at its peak, when your aura becomes more strong. You may discover that others are reacting to you in ways that are utterly unconnected to who you are. They make assumptions about you. They misread your quiet. They transfer their fears, fantasies, and unresolved anguish onto you. Why is this happening? Because your aura is now so clear that it acts as a psychic mirror. People are not just experiencing you. They are experiencing themselves via you. You may walk into a room and quickly become someone's savior, threat, ideal, or competitor without doing or saying anything. That is not ego.
This is the effect of energetic amplification.
Your field is now powerful enough to bring forth suppressed stuff in others, and what's concealed in them no longer remains hidden around you. It becomes externalized. This is why you will hear phrases like, "I feel like you are judging me." You consider yourself superior than everyone else. "I'm not sure why, but I'm pulled to you, even when you're utterly neutral." People begin to perceive your inner landscape through your presence as your aura no longer blends in. It reflects and intensifies. At first, this might be perplexing or even painful. However, over time, you come to perceive it as part of the spiritual terrain. You are no longer carrying others' energy, but you are making others aware of it. This is what occurs when you achieve energetic sovereignty. People are compelled to respond to the version of themselves that your presence reveals, rather than to you. And that, in itself, is a subtle metamorphosis.
If 10 messagitome. Live à comment below.
My aura talks before I do. Let your presence to be sensed even here. And if you're on this precious path where energy speaks louder than words, please subscribe immediately. Because this is not a trend, but rather a shift.